Hello, this is Joshua, and we're going to demonstrate creating a quality product requirements document for a web application using the Nonprofit Product Requirements Prompter, or the PRP. So we're going to click on Let's Go, and it should ask me questions one at a time to help me go through this. Okay, so I'm going to answer these using my voice. So I'll tell you when I'm talking to in this case, ChatGPT, and when I'm talking to you, the audience. So I'm going to talk to ChatGPT right now. We have a problem of preparing our board for upcoming board meetings. Our nonprofit is the Kitty Crochet Collective. We have volunteers crochet sweaters for kittens to help them be more cute and attractive for adoption. This also creates community for the volunteers to sit and knit together and spend time with cute kittens, which improves their quality of life in numerous ways and also improves the adoptability of the kittens because we have these cute crochet sweaters. So that is the Kitty Crochet Collective. And the specific challenge that we face is preparing for a board meeting. So what I would like to create is a board meeting application that helps prepare our board for an upcoming board meeting, identifies the top 3 issues that we will be talking about at the board meeting, and helps them prepare in appropriate ways. By solving this, we will help our board meetings be more effective, and therefore our board can be more supportive of advancing our mission. Okay, I put that in, and now I'm talking to you, the audience, again. And so we'll be waiting for a response from Claude. And so it's walking me through. All right, and I will now go back to talking to ChatGPT and answering these questions. The primary users will be board members and staff of the Kitty Crochet Collective. We expect about 10 users, although they won't need to use it concurrently. Their tech comfort level is they need a simple application that's very intuitive and easy to use, and they might be on mobile devices on their phones or on a computer. So ideally, the application should work on both mobile and desktops. All right, talking to you, the audience again. And so I will probably skip through parts of this video just to make it faster, but there are 10 total questions, as you can see. It's going to walk me through each of them. The whole process takes about 10 to 15 minutes going through this way. So we'll have this in the video, but we'll let you know what time you can skip to if you want to skip to the PRD at the end. I'm going to talk to ChatGPT again. A simple password protection would be perfect. I don't want web crawlers to be able to crawl this information, but it is not going to contain any sensitive or high security information. So a simple password that's easy for the board members to use is appropriate here. Number one, we will email them a link to the application before each meeting, ideally a week before. The most important thing they should accomplish is to see the meeting time, read the top 3 issues, and be able to easily access the pre-reads should any be assigned. The exact steps they need to take might be a mark I'm prepared with any additional comments that they would add. I'm not sure how we would track those. Actually, I'd like it to be what's referred to as a stateless application. So there's nothing that they need to do other than review it. The user doesn't need to know that they're ready. And after they're prepared, nothing else. Maybe they could, maybe the one thing we would do is have them click on something to put in their name and indicate that they have reviewed and are prepared. As simple as possible for each board member to indicate that. So notice that, I'm not 100% clear on my answers, and sometimes I'm thinking through. The reason I like to do this using my voice is that I think a little bit better talking than I do while I'm typing, and the large language models tend to handle that. So that's what I'm doing. And I'll just keep going through these questions, and then eventually I will get a PRD output. For the data input, let's go with an unprepared toggle where they enter their name, free text, and they can add an optional comment to the ED or the board chair. No file upload is needed at all, and first name only is probably fine. For a data display, there should be a meeting card that shows the date, time, location, virtual link, the top 3 issues with a 2 to 3 sentence summary, owner, etc., and pre-reads. And then it should be clickable so that they can click on any issue to read more information about that issue and what it constitutes. No housekeeping or Zoom etiquette or conflicts policy. And simple scroll should be enough. No search. Again, trying to keep this absolutely as simple as possible. No automated actions. No calendar. Um, no notifications. And no email digest. Uh, no exports needed, but except for a PDF that people could print out if they wanted a printed version to prepare for the board meeting. That would be for the board members themselves if they wanted to have a printable PDF of the agenda for themselves. All right, talking to you, the audience again. You can see how I'm going through this. I'm at about 7 minutes so far. And so, as I said, this will probably take about 10 to 15 minutes in total to complete, and then we'll have a great PRD. So it's not a super fast process, but I can't emphasize enough that going through this will save you unbelievable amounts of time and give you a much higher quality initial application by going through this. All right, these are fairly easy questions to data. No, other than first name, comments, and prepared status, no other information to store. There's no PII or sensitive items in comments or pre-reads, so there's nothing that's regulated. Everybody can see everything, so identical views for all is fine. No compliance requirements, no HIPAA, no anything else. And for retention, no retention needed. So let's just keep it indefinitely until manually deleted. Thank you. All right, we're continuing on. We'll talk about this when we, go into other things. But while you're new at vibe coding, we strongly discourage the use of sensitive information or complex databases or things like that. It's definitely a crawl, walk, run kind of thing. And while you're in the crawling and walking stages, keep it to sort of prototype style applications or applications that are not meant to hold sensitive information or be like operationally critical to working. So the overall vibe should definitely be playful in alignment with the Kitty Crochet Collective. I actually don't have a logo. I would love you to create a beautiful and fun logo for the Kitty Crochet Collective and pick appropriate colors and fonts and imagery that you think will make it fun for the Kitty Crochet Collective, also visually attractive, but still keeping a professional feel for a board meeting. All right, we're continuing on. And you can see I'm just answering these, nothing technical that I'm answering here, only a few things. Let's see. The meeting information will be managed by a vibe coder, someone from the Kitty Crochet Collective who will provide either a markdown file or a simple text file of the board meeting agenda. It'll be updated every quarter, which is when they meet, and the tech comfort level of the person who's going to add the content is medium. Okay, I would say 90% of board members reviewing the pre-reads and checking that they have prepared for the meeting. The qualitative outcome would be that board members and staff members of the Kitty Crochet Collective are reporting that the board meetings run smoothly and that people feel prepared and that the meeting was an effective use of everybody's time. We'll know something needs fixing if board members are finding that they can't access it or they don't understand how to use it or that it's difficult to update. And we do not need to report results to the funders or the board formally. Okay, here is our Kitty Crochet Collective. So let's take a quick break. So first of all, let's look at our logo because that's kind of fun. So here's our Kitty Crochet Collective logo. Looks lovely, very simple, very lovely. All right, now we've got the Kitty Crochet Collective board meeting prep app. And you can see it's about a 5-page product requirements document. So now what I'm going to do is take this over to some vibe coding apps and let's see what we get. So that is how to use the product requirements prompt, okay, in order, sorry, we'll try that again here. That is how to use the product requirements prompter to create a product requirements document that you can then use to create your application. I realize this takes a few steps, but trust me, these are important steps to getting a successful application.